Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Job Ready Coders. So my dear, today we are going to start with a very important technology. The name of the technology is JavaScript. Okay, so myself Ankit Singhal and I will be taking this entire course on JavaScript. And uh, before I start, I will give you one suggestion that you have to be a little bit patient and value the small steps which we are going to take, because it's not like if JavaScript is important for creating web application. So just with the very first topic or the very second topic, we are going to create a full stack web application. It's not going to be like that. The steps are going to be small, but yes, with very small steps, we are going to reach to a level where we will be definitely able to create a full stack application also with web technologies. One of the web technology is JavaScript. Before I start this course, let me tell you what I will be assuming from your end. So I will be assuming that you know HTML and you know CSS. Okay. So my dear, HTML, we already know HTML is nothing but a language, which is a markup language, with which we tell the browser that where we want what kind of element. Okay. I repeat, with the help of HTML, we tell that I want this element on this place and it has to look like this. Okay. After that, the next part comes is the styling part. So with just HTML, it will look a very boring content. The buttons will look very ugly. The content or the text basically that also will not look very neat and clean. So we want different sizes, font styles, and various other things basically for the styling purpose so that our application looks very modern in nature. And for that, we have the CSS. But just something is present on our application that is not sufficient. We want something to happen basically, some dynamics we want in our application. Dynamics in the sense, for example, uh, let me say this way. For example, you are having a newspaper, right? Okay. The newspaper, suppose you are reading, actually you have a physical paper, but the same thing, the same experience, you think on a laptop system. Okay. So you have a application in which some text is displayed just like on a newspaper. It is black and white and some color pictures are there and nothing else. So what you can do on a newspaper, you can flip the pages. That means you can go to various pages and you can just read. Other than that, you cannot do anything. So for example, if suppose there is a advertisement of a Adidas shoes, so it's not like you can tap on the newspaper and something will happen. And the same is going to be on the application also. If suppose you have created the same newspaper with HTML and CSS on the application basically, that is visible on your browser, but there is no interactiveness. So in that case, you can read the text, but nothing will happen if you click somewhere. So there is not going to be some interactivity basically. Okay. So we are going to make our application have some dynamics. That means it will do something. It will seem like your application or whatever is open in the browser that is alive, that is doing something. Without JavaScript, or let me say this way, with just HTML and CSS, your application will look like, okay, it looks fancy, but it doesn't have a life. Okay. Now, before I tell you what you will be able to achieve with JavaScript, let me first show you the different application which you use on a daily basis. Those applications only I will open and I will tell you few examples, the few things basically which are happening on those application, and the reason behind that behavior is JavaScript. Okay, so let's see something. Now this is one app, basically one document which I have created. So you can read this document later. Okay, so first let me go to WhatsApp. Okay, so on WhatsApp web, I am saying the same goes for Telegram web also and any other messenger application if you want. Okay, so what I will do is, this is my phone and here I will open my WhatsApp, and here also I will open my WhatsApp. Just a minute, please. Okay, So right now, I have selected unread messages. Okay. So right now there is nothing in the unread messages. That means I have read all the messages which came to me. Now I will write something. So I'm writing hello. Right now, see whatever is visible. If something changes, that means some technology is working in the background. Okay. So very carefully see now. See, something happened, right? So Ankit, Airtel, Hyderabad, that message came. I messaged from this phone, and that immediate, I've not done anything. So that became visible there. So will you not say that some new element came? Because uh, think of me as a user. So one user has done something on a device, and with that action, something is happening over there, right? So that is JavaScript. Okay. One more thing you see. All right. The moment I open that one number which was there, that one number now is not there. And one more thing, suppose again, if I write hello, automatically, because this chat is open, so that one number will not come because the chat is open. Okay. Now what I will say is, I will say, just a minute. I will say hi. Okay. Now this is saying double tick, but that double tick is not showing as blue tick. That means I have sent from this device to this device. Okay. Now double tick means it has been received on this device, but it is not showing as blue tick. Now I will open the message, this message, and immediately what happens? Blue tick. This is also JavaScript. One more thing I will tell. Very carefully see this name basically, this name which you are seeing here. Okay. Right now nothing is there. Okay. Hi is visible. Double tick with blue color is visible. Now I will write something. Are you observing? Typing dot 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 is visible. That is also JavaScript. After that, I can show you various other examples. For example, let's say I go to, let's say, YouTube. Okay, so this is our account, Job Ready Coders. Okay, let me open something. For example, I go to home. So there, something loaded basically, but on the bottom side, how much is loaded, I don't know. See one very important thing. See the size of this navigation bar to basically scroll up and down. So the size is right now this much. Now let me go downwards, go downwards, go downwards. Are you not observing that things are being loaded? So as I scroll down, this bar is getting smaller and smaller. New things are being loaded based on my past history, basically. So new things are coming, new things are coming, new things are coming. Now very carefully see. You will think like, okay, this is the very bottom. But the moment I take it to the very bottom, what happened? Again, something loaded. That's why it went again up. So my dear, that is also JavaScript. Okay. So like this, I have given you various examples. Yeah. So WhatsApp web, I have shown you. Okay. When we come to YouTube, Netflix, Hotstar, and various other things, so JavaScript listens to the click and controls the video player. Okay. Like and dislike. Okay. Infinite comment section, autoplay. Okay. And without JavaScript, maybe these application will not load. I will show you. Just wait for a moment. Okay. So my dear, let me go over there. Okay. And suppose I open this. All right. Something is playing. I don't know what is that. So now see, once I take my mouse over there, right now it is looking like a gray color, 641K. Now, once I like this, the number of likes has to increase, obviously. So let's click on this. Now it has become white background. Okay, that is also JavaScript. Okay. Suppose I load the comments like that. So comments will be loaded. That is also JavaScript. Okay. So these things which you are seeing on a daily basis on various application, why these applications are behaving like that. Who gave this behavior? With what technology this behavior actually came into reality? So one such technology is JavaScript. Okay. Now JavaScript has various things, something for the front end, something for the back end. We will discuss about that. But right now I'm just saying JavaScript, nothing else. I'm not saying React.js or Node.js or Express.js or Vue.js or Next.js. I'm not mentioning other things. I'm just saying JavaScript. Okay. Now let me go back to the example and see if something else I have missed. Okay, Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra. So suppose you add something to the cart. So cart will show number 1. Okay, let me just go over there once. Okay, Amazon, let's go there. Okay, let's open something. Okay, let's open this. Right now, cart is showing 0. Okay. Now, once I add it to the cart, what will happen? Number 1 is visible. Okay, once I add this to the cart, add this to the cart, add this to the cart, add this to the cart. What is visible? Added to cart. This text is visible once I click on that. Okay, not without that. Okay, so this tick mark is visible. That is also JavaScript. Now, how many items did I add? One by one? 5 items. So the first item, number 1 will be visible. Right now, 5 items have been added. That's why the cart is showing 5. The moment I add one more item, it will update to 6. And that is happening in the very live moment. It's not like I'm waiting for 1 hour or 2 hours or something like that. It's not like I will have to refresh the page. That is happening in something like you watch a live cricket match. Something like that, this is going on. I don't have to refresh it. So that also is JavaScript, my dear. One more thing. Let's go to the cart page. So this is the cart page right now. If something changes, that change is going to be happening because of JavaScript. So suppose if I basically click on this, this number 1 will change to 2. Okay. So something happened, it changed to 2, right? If I delete, so it got deleted. So some element got deleted from the page, and that is also because of JavaScript. If I delete this, again, some change happened. That change is also because of JavaScript. Okay. All right. So one more thing you see. If I write something here, for example, I write Nike. So some suggestions are coming in the search box. So these suggestions also are coming because of JavaScript. So basically, most of the things which are happening in real time, that behavior basically is coming because of JavaScript. Now, let me go back to the document. So this is the document. So Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra. So that behavior which is happening live in front of you, things are changing in front of you. That is because of JavaScript. Now you can see some other examples. Instagram, you keep on scrolling down. So new and new posts will keep on coming. That is also because of JavaScript. If you like something or if you follow somebody, so number of followers will increase for that person. That is happening in real time. That is also because of JavaScript. When you like something, that animation of heart becoming red, that pop-up sound which comes, that is also because of JavaScript. Okay, when you're watching a story, you will see the progress bar over the top. Okay, that story is going to end. That progress bar also is because of JavaScript. Okay, when somebody likes your photograph or likes a story, immediately that notification comes in real time. That is also because of JavaScript. You don't have to reload the page for that. Okay, so that is going to happen in real time without reloading the page. You will see the notification. Okay. After that, Google Maps, Uber, and Ola. Now, this document I will share with you. You can read about it. Now, let me go to one more document. And I will give you a little bit of background about the JavaScript. So my dear JavaScript, I have told you what different things you are seeing in your daily life while using the application, which is happening because of JavaScript. So JavaScript, we can call it as a language which give power to the web applications. Okay, so JavaScript is the language that gives power to the web. Okay, and web means web applications. Okay. And without JavaScript, the applications which you use on a daily basis, they will look like very dull book with only text and pictures. So JavaScript is what makes the applications, web application, interactive, dynamic, and engaging with the live updates, live notifications, and some animations, you can say. So all that is happening because of JavaScript. Now, when this JavaScript came into picture, what is the story? What is the background? So the background goes back to the 1990s, and there was a war of business between two companies, and that war is called as browser wars. Okay. So that time, these Mozilla Firefox, this Safari, Google Chrome, they were not there. There was a very famous browser that time, and it was as famous as Google Chrome is today. So that name of the browser was Netscape Navigator. Okay, Netscape Navigator. So this browser was the iPhone of its time in the browser domain, I will say, and it was having 80% of the market share. Okay. So that time Internet Explorer also was not there. So its competitor also came. So Microsoft, everyone knows that company. So they released their own browser and it came as a competitor for this browser, which is Netscape Navigator. Okay. So two businesses are there. One is Netscape company, one is Microsoft, and they released their product. One is Netscape Navigator, one is Internet Explorer, and they are clashing in the market. Okay, so it's a business war going on because it is the product is browser, so we are calling it as browser wars. In this war of business, Microsoft eventually came out as the winner. That means it captured most of the share of Netscape, and eventually most of the share went to Microsoft only. Okay. But we have to see that how JavaScript actually came. Okay, this is browser war, but when JavaScript came into picture. Okay. So basically, before JavaScript, if I say, you will see application with the text and some images and some elements, basically some buttons, radio buttons, check boxes, all those things. But if you want to search for something or if you wanted some data, suppose you are filling your details, let's say you are writing your email address and password, but you have written an invalid email address. Okay. So that is invalid email address. So it is not required that we talk to the server and server will respond that, okay, this is invalid email address. Not everything has to be checked by the server. This is what people thought. So if you wanted to search for something or needed some data, the server only was doing everything. Okay, and server is a computer which is very far away from us. And that computer basically was doing everything for us and it was sending back the response. Okay. So your browser was not doing anything. Basically, this is the user system. This user system was not doing anything. Everything was done by a secondary computer. And that made the process a bit slow. And we wanted to make it a bit faster, basically. So what happened that time was before JavaScript, you make a request, okay, that I want to search this. Okay. Server does the calculation. Then server will send back the response. So server was doing everything. Okay, everything means everything. Server was doing everything. But what Netscape company thought is we want the update to happen instantly. That means if I send something to my friend as a message, basically, so immediately in real time, it should appear. Okay. If somebody likes my photograph, so without me reloading the page, the notification should show number 1, number 2, number 3, like that. So updating instantly, that is what we want. React to user actions. So if I'm clicking somewhere, if I'm typing something, so application should react to our responses, whatever response we are giving to those responses, the application should react. And some animation and our application should feel alive, that it has some power, it has some capability to do something. So that is what Netscape thought. And for this, obviously, some language has to be designed. So they needed a language that could run inside the browser and not just on the server. Okay, so now we have created, I mean, this was the vision basically. So they were thinking of a language that will run inside this browser. This is also browser right now. So that will run inside the browser, not just on the server. Okay, So we are now creating a language, or we are now thinking of a language which will run in the browser itself, not on the server. Okay. So that's how the birth of JavaScript came. So a vision is now coming into reality. So Netscape hired one person. The name of the person is Brandon Eich. And this task of creating something like this was given to this person in 1995. So the task was create a simple scripting language. It should be very easy to learn for the programmers. It should be very lightweight, and it should add interactivity to the web applications. Okay. And the very first version of JavaScript was developed by this person within 10 days. That's all. Okay. So a very commendable job, I will say. All right. Now JavaScript, this is how it came into picture. Within 10 days, the first version came. And within 10 days, I'm saying, and now you see this is the most followed programming language as of today. Okay, so see the journey, basically, how much it has progressed. Now, if you want to see something that how the world is going to be without JavaScript, so you have to disable the JavaScript within the browser. And how you can do that? So see this way. Suppose I go there. This is the browser. One profile is open. Click on the three dots, go to settings, go to privacy and security, go downwards, go to site settings. Okay. After that, go to JavaScript and don't allow sites to use JavaScript. Okay. So now JavaScript is disabled. All right. So now if I open something, so you can see it is not even opening. YouTube is not opening. Okay. So let me write something. Amazon is working. Just a minute, please. One minute, please. Let me proceed to the cart. Okay, delete and delete. Okay, so Amazon is working. Suppose I go to sign in. Okay, now it's saying somewhere, not everywhere, this site requires JavaScript function correctly. Okay, to function correctly. So that means it might misbehave. It will work, but it might misbehave. Please enable JavaScript on your browser to continue. This is what it is saying. Okay, and same way I can open, let's say, my Gmail. Okay, so that is also not loading. If I, no, YouTube is not loading, Gmail is not loading. Amazon, certain things are working. Let me again write. Okay, so Google search is not working. Let me go back to Amazon once. The web address you entered is not a functioning page on our site. Okay, so some things are not working, right? Some misbehavior you are seeing, but not everything is not like nothing is working. Few things are definitely working. Okay, but yes, YouTube and Gmail and various other things, Notion also will not work without JavaScript. Okay, so let me go back to the document which I shared with you. So this is what will happen if we disable JavaScript, and let me enable it once. Yeah. All right. Now, my dear, the very first time when we created this language, the name was not JavaScript. The first name was LiveScript. Okay. After that, the Netscape created a LiveScript or JavaScript for their own browser. It was not for other browsers. So the same way, Microsoft also created a similar version of JavaScript by reverse engineering. So reverse engineered JavaScript, and Microsoft did that. And something similar, Microsoft also created for their own browser, which is Internet Explorer. So to add some interactivity, for one browser, different language, for second browser, different language, third browser, different language, this is what was happening. And we don't want this. If you see from the developers community perspective, a developer want a technology to work everywhere the same way. It's not like they will write different programs for different browsers. It should not be like that. And that's how some standards came into picture. So there is one organization which is called as ECMA, European Computer Manufacturers Association, and they standardized everything that this is how interactivity will be added to the application, and we have to follow these guidelines. Okay. And because of ECMA, the short form, the versions of the JavaScript which you will see, the version names will be like ES5, ES6, ES7. E means ECMA, which is the organization name. S for script, and 5, 6, 7 are the version numbers. Okay. All right. Now just one or two things I will tell you. And then I will wrap up the session, my dear. So my dear, the meaning of script, other than the programming, if you see. So script word, you might have written something which is given to actors. Okay, so let's say there is going to be a movie which we have to shoot. And the actor is Akshay Kumar. The actress is, let's say, Jacqueline Fernandez. And let's say there is a villain, which is, let's say, Bobby Deol. Okay. So the actor will be given a story and the dialogues which they have to speak, and when they have to speak the dialogues. So something like, let's say there is a paper, Akshay Kumar, 2 dialogues, then turns the actress. Okay, actress, 3 dialogues. Then comes the entry of the villain. Okay, villain entry, 5 dialogues. So everyone will speak their own dialogues. And that document basically is what is called as script, which is given to actors. And everyone will speak their own dialogues. It's not like the hero will say the dialogues of heroine, or the hero will say the dialogues of the villain. It's not going to be like that. Okay. So my dear, that is what is normally called as a script. Okay. Now the same way you think for in terms of programming now. Okay, so there is a language which is JavaScript. So JavaScript also is a script. Something I will not say exactly similar. It is in a programming language. So it's not like a English or a Hindi dialogues. But yes, you think the same way, that these are some dialogues which some actor has to perform. Okay. So here the actors will not be a physical person. In this case, in the case of application, the actors will be the HTML elements, your headings, your check boxes, your radio buttons, your form elements, the labels on the form, any hyperlink. These are what are actors. And those elements which are present inside HTML tags, those elements will have to follow the script, which is JavaScript. So JavaScript is a script which we are giving to the HTML elements, and we are telling these are your dialogues and you have to say these dialogues, or you have to perform these dialogues, or you have to execute these dialogues. So it is a script which we are writing for the HTML elements. Otherwise, HTML elements will sit like this, not even moving, as it is, no change at all. But if some script is given to the HTML element, yes, they will behave. So to add some behavior to a HTML element, we have to tell the element, do this, do that, do this, do that. How to tell, we will see. Just wait for wait for some time. But yes, this is how you can think of JavaScript. A script, a story which we are telling to our HTML elements to do something. Okay. So there is one example which I have written. So actors are HTML elements. The script is nothing but JavaScript instructions, which will tell them what to do. And just like how the actors follow the script, the HTML elements also will follow the JavaScript instructions. So for example, let's say there is a heading. We have to hide the heading. Okay. After 1 second, we have to unhide a paragraph. Okay. So we have to unhide a heading. After 1 second, the paragraph will unhide. Then the heading will change. The text of the heading will change and the paragraph text will change. So some change is happening. This change we will have to tell to these tags that you have to change your text. You have to change your layout. You have to change your color. We have to tell them. And this story, basically, we have to write as JavaScript. Okay. All right. One more thing I will tell and then I will wrap up the session. So my dear, JavaScript has no relation with Java. And now you might say, sir, okay, if there is no relation with Java, so why somebody kept this Java word into the name? Okay. Why not LiveScript? Why somebody changed the name to JavaScript? So you might think of this. So my dear, there is no relation at all. At all means at all. Okay. So this name Java was becoming very famous in 1995 when this JavaScript actually came into picture. Okay. So Java was very famous, just like how AI and blockchain are very famous in present times. In future, something else will be famous. So in present times, everyone is talking about AI. So suppose I have written a language, its name is LiveScript. So I'm thinking, okay, let's change the name to AI script. And why so? Because people will think that it has some relation with AI. And that's why people will search about it. But there is no relation. So Java was trending that time. So this company who wanted to change the name, they thought that, okay, why don't include this word Java into our name so that the trend follows us as well. So people who are searching for Java, they will think, okay, JavaScript has a relation with Java. Okay, search JavaScript also. So this hype, basically, they wanted to utilize its hype. That's all. So some advantage, basically, they wanted to have because Java was very famous that time. Okay, so Java has no relation with JavaScript. There is these are two very different programming languages. So Java and JavaScript have about as much in common as car and carpet. So no common between car and carpet. The same way, nothing common between Java and JavaScript also. Okay, all right. So my dear, this is all about the JavaScript introduction. And right now, as I've said, we are talking about JavaScript. We are not I'm not saying anything about the JavaScript other versions, which is Node.js, Express.js, or something like that. Those discussions will come later in the future, but not right now. Right now, I'm just saying JavaScript. That's all. Okay. So my dear, that's all about this video. If there is something which I have left in this document, you have to read this document by yourself and things will be cleared up because the language is very simple. But yes, that's all about this lecture. Thank you guys. Have a great day.